everybody. I just finished week 1 of keto. Um, Today marks a week. So today's Monday. I started Monday on the 1st. So I know if you follow my Instagram account, I kind of tease that I had a really rough day at work and that I would tell you why. So I'm going to tell you why I had such a rough week at work. So I work in a hospital, I work in the ICU, I work 12-hour shifts. So I worked 4 days in a row. I worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and yesterday. Oh, and to tell y'all that it was a rough week is probably an understatement. Most of the time, I work in a small hospital, and so it's not always super busy. But when it is super busy, there's a lot going on at one time. There's a lot going on in every department. And just like every other hospital in the world, we're short staffed most of the time. And so, the flu's been really bad. The flu vaccine really isn't as effective this year as what it normally is. And so everybody's sick. Older people are getting pneumonia. I had a patient. Unfortunately, he come in with flu A and AFib, which is where your heart has an irregular heart rhythm, and a high heart rate, and he wound up on a ventilator for a little while because he also has some underlying respiratory issues as well. But it was just that kind of stuff that we just kept seeing all week. And so Thursday, I did really good. Thursday was my best day for the keto diet. Out of all my days, because Wednesday night we went out to eat with my family. They did invite us somewhere. Y'all believe that? Um, but we went out with my family Wednesday night to the local Mexican restaurant, and I was really, really, really proud of myself. So on Wednesday nights they have the buffet, and so on the buffet, you get all your Mexican staples. You get the rice, the enchiladas, the burritos, the taquitos, the little fried things. And then you get, like your fajita mix to make your own fajitas. You get ground beef and guacamole and cheese dip and things like that. Well, I was super proud of myself because I got the buffet, but all I had was the mixed fajitas, and I ate just the protein out of it, the chicken and the steak, and I had some seasoned chicken with cheese over the top and some cheese dip and guacamole. I was super satisfied. It was so good. So excuse me. Then Thursday was my first day back at work. So Thursday morning, our cafeteria at the hospital is super good. I get omelets off the grill there, and the lady that grills them, that makes them, she's phenomenal. She knows how I like my omelet, just let me tell you. And so normally what I get is a bacon, ham, and jalapeno 2-egg omelet with cheese. But I mixed it up Thursday and Friday, and I just got bacon and jalapeno. But actually, for some reason, Friday morning, after my day Thursday, Friday morning I came in and I was just all over the place, and I marked spinach on my order, so I had a bacon and spinach omelet. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite. But anyway, Thursday I come in, I had my omelet, I was ready to go. It was an okay day until about 8 o'clock. And then it hit the fan. I'm going to try to refrain from cursing in these videos, even though I do kind of curse a lot. It hit the fan about 8 o'clock. Me and my partner, we were just running around like chickens with our heads cut off. And I kid you not, I kid you not, for lunch, I brought pepperoni slices, string cheese, and some pickles. Because I was like, I'm really gonna stick to this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be very strict. So, I kid you not, I walked around Thursday with my pepperonis and my string cheese in my pocket because I had no time to sit down and eat. No time. And unfortunately, a lot of hospitals, they get lunch breaks. Like, they get people who relieve them, and they can go and take a 30-minute lunch break, come back, resume their job. We don't have that luxury. I don't know why. mentioning that needs to change only causes more issues, which I'm not talking about. I'm not talking bad about my place where I work. It's just, that's just how it is. That's how it's always been, I guess. I've been there for 3 years, and that's how it's always been. But yeah, I walked around with my pepperonis in my pocket all day, and my string cheese, and so I'd take a few pepperonis out and eat them. Wash my hands, go into a patient room, come back out. I'm going to get some medicine, eat a few more pepperonis, wash my hands, come back out. So, it was a hectic day. And then Friday. So I go home, deal with all the crap that I dealt with Thursday. I come home Thursday night, and my husband meets me at the end of the sidewalk. And he looks like this. And I was like, what happened? He goes, well, we have a problem. I was like, oh, great. I've been dealing with problems all day. Add one more. But the backstory before I tell you what happened, let me give you a little anticipation here. We have a 9-month-old Australian Shepherd. He's fantastic. He's been through obedience school. He, has had no accidents in the house. He does super good. And so we were like, let's not crate him all the time. Let's not put him in the crate and see how he does. So we did some trial runs. He did great, y'all. Like, he was super good. He didn't mess up anything. He didn't chew up anything. No accidents. He was wonderful. So, okay, Thursday we both go to work, and let's try it. Because my dad comes over and lets him out middle of the day, whether he's crated or out. And, we decided, yeah, let's try it one day and see how he does. Okay, so my dad comes over, lets him out. He does his business. My dad, hangs around for a few minutes, puts him back in, leaves about noon. So I text my dad. I was like, how'd he do? Was he good? Was the house tore up? And he was like, no, he was great. He did fine. I was like, yes, wonderful. So we also have a Roomba. I'm going to let this sink in for just a second, because I think y'all know where this story's about to go. We have a Roomba, and we call him Wally. If you've ever seen the movie Wally cleans up the world, right, in the movie, and so our home is our world, and so we call him Wally. But Wally is programmed to run and vacuum at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Every day. Well, whenever my husband met me at the end of the sidewalk and told me we had an issue, he informed me that Axel, the dog, had pooped in the house, which has not happened in 5 months. I mean, he was potty trained quickly. And Wally, the Roomba, ran right through it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There was stuff everywhere. Replace the word stuff with a curse word. It was everywhere. Thank God for my husband, because he cleaned it up, scrubbed the floor and the baseboards before I got home, because I probably would have lost it, because my day at work was so crappy, and then I would have came home to a crappy house. Y'all, I would have lost it. I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my job. I would have went to jail. it would have been bad, y'all. Oh my gosh. So thankfully my husband cleaned it all up before we got home. But now looking back at it, you just kind of have to laugh, because what do you do? I mean, poor pup. I mean, he's not used to being out. And so first day we had a crappy situation. So needless to say, he is crated now just because we don't really trust him. So, and we thought we could, but hopefully we'll try again later. We're not going to keep him crated forever. So, but that was my Thursday. Y'all, that was just Thursday. Keto diet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I didn't feel the effects of the keto flu this time. I was on it. I was doing great. And then Thursday hit me like a Mack truck. All of Thursday was just like boom. Anyway. So, and then Friday comes around. Y'all, I have this one partner at work. Love him to death. Super good guy. Super nice. Y'all, every time we work together, I mean, crap hits the fan every freaking time. And so Friday, that's who I'm working with. And I had a bad day Thursday. I was like, all right, we're going to have a good day today. Y'all, I unintentionally fasted on Friday from 6:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night whenever I got home, because my day was that busy. I had no time to sit down and eat again. So my lunch that I brought on Friday was pepperonis, string cheese, and pickles, just because it's something quick. It's not because, that's what I feel like I have to eat. It's just something quick for me to pack and take to work. It stayed in the fridge at work because I didn't have time to eat it. And so, like I said, I can't even begin to describe to y'all the day that I had Friday. Oh my gosh. Well, then I get home Friday night, and my husband has these really, really good beef tips marinated, and he cooked them and made some veggies, and they were super good, and I was really happy. I was very, very satiated, very full. And then hubby has the bright idea to open up a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. After the day I've had, Flamin' Hot Cheetos are about my weakness, about on the same level of weakness as a chocolate bar. And you're just going to eat them and just while we watching TV. Ugh. Y'all, I tried to be strong. I tried so hard. But I had me a handful of them Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I had to. I had a handful. They were so good. They were so good after the days that I'd had. I was like, yes. They were delicious. And then Saturday at work was much better. It was still kind of hectic, but me and my routine partner, I'm just gonna call her Nurse T. Me and her, we have a super good rhythm going. We kind of have the same personality. We're both just kind of, about a lot of things. And we get our job done, and I feel like we work super good together. And if you're watching this, Nurse T, I'm super proud of her because she is coming along on this low carb journey. And she's doing really well. She's like, these have a little bit more carbs in it than what I should be eating, but I'll just do better tomorrow. Like, that's such a good attitude to have. And it's a really good attitude for somebody like me, who is all about, I have to be perfect at everything, to have somebody like her. So, but Saturday was much better. I was with my routine partner, Nurse T, and it just was a much smoother day, Saturday. And then yesterday it was like one thing after the other. People got admitted to the ICU that didn't need to be in the ICU. And by the end of the day, we had a full unit, and it was just me and her. So we had a lot of stuff going on in the past 4 days at work. But I will say, I only went over on my carbs one day, and that was Saturday. The hubby and I went to the local Mexican restaurant. It was twice in 1 week for us. And I had way more chips than I should have. And probably more salsa than I should have too. But in all, it was a really successful first week. Super successful. I think a lot of my issues came at the beginning of the week because, starting keto, your body's not used to, I don't want to use the word deprive, but it's used to having all this sugar, all these carbs, all these, wholesome meals like fried chicken or pizza. And then you don't have that. And so Monday and Tuesday were probably the hardest for me because I was so hungry. both of those days. But slowly my body has been like, hey, you're fine. You're fine. You don't need that. You're okay. Drink some water. So, which, a lot of the times if I am feeling just super hungry, I will make some bulletproof coffee. And if you don't know what bulletproof coffee is, look it up. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, but a lot of people make theirs differently. You can also make bulletproof tea. I've heard of that, but I'm not a hot tea drinker. I'm from the South, and if it ain't got sugar in it, and if it ain't cold, I ain't drinking it. Which, on the keto diet, I don't drink tea because I don't like it made with stevia or Splenda or the erythritol or erythritol, blah, 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 whatever it is. If it ain't, like I said, if the tea ain't cold and it ain't made with real sugar, I don't want it. So, but bulletproof coffee, the way I make my bulletproof coffee, a lot of people put coconut oil. So you just make a cup of coffee, okay? Like 8-10 ounces, however much. My Keurig gives me a 6, 8, or a 10 ounce selection. I usually do an 8 or a 10. Depends on how strong you want it. But for me, I don't make my bulletproof coffee with coconut oil. I do not like the taste. I don't like coconut anything, and so just that taste lingering around, I won't drink it. But I make my bulletproof coffee with 8 or 10 ounces of coffee, and then I put some heavy whipping cream in there, tablespoon or 2 of butter. And I know it sounds really weird, but you're like, butter in your coffee? What? But it's super good. That, and I will also put just a couple little tablespoons of the stevia in there, make it a little sweeter because I don't like it. It's got to be sweet for me to drink it. But I will also, I get sugar-free coffee creamer. Right now I'm on a French vanilla kick and it's really good. And I'll put like 2 or 3 tablespoons of that. Now that does have carbs in it, but I think it only comes out to like 3 or 4. So I'm fine with sacrificing 3 or 4 carbs to have me a nice cup of coffee. But during those first couple days, I was off work, so I was, mainly here at home. But if I felt hungry or, just my belly was rumbling, I need a little extra something, I'd just drink a cup of coffee. Because, I get the feeling of caffeine and feeling a little full, but I also got my fats. So that's huge. If you ever are just feeling super hungry, guys, just reach for something that has a lot of fat in it. Pepperonis, jerky sticks, string cheese. What else is my go-to? Handful of nuts. Macadamia nuts are super good. I'm trying to think of something else to tell y'all just in case you just gotta have a little extra something. Those are my go-tos. They're fantastic. And then every once in a while I'll make a fat bomb. I'm not going to go into fat bombs on this video. I'll go into them in a later video. I mean, this is my second video, so we've got 51 more videos to go. So plenty of time to get in on those fat bombs. But sometimes I'll make a fat bomb and I'll eat that. And it just makes you feel real satiated, real full. So, but like I said, the beginning of the week was the hardest part for me. It was, my body just adjusting to going without the carbs, and that's super hard. That's super hard for anybody. Now you can test yourself, like you can get the urine strips or you can get the little finger pricker thing. I'm not going to call it a glucometer because it doesn't test your glucose. It tests your ketones. You can test and see if you're in ketosis. I did not do that this week because my body, I knew I was, because every morning I woke up, I could just feel it, I guess. I know y'all probably think I'm crazy. But I could just feel oh yeah, I feel so much better. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I worked. Girl, I worked. Oh my gosh. I definitely earned my money at work this week. And just, I guess being that busy, I was able to stay in my carb range better. But even today, so today's Monday, even today I stayed within my carbs really well. I had a cup of bulletproof coffee this morning. I wasn't really hungry when I woke up. I had a low carb, like protein bar, chocolate bar thing that I buy at Aldi. I had one of those, and it only had 2 grams of net carbs in there. And then I didn't eat again until dinner, and I cooked dinner, and I made some, I call it like a garlic parmesan cream sauce with some shrimp, and I made jalapeno poppers, and I think my carbs for the day is at like 10. So that's fantastic. Anything under 20 is, ideal. And I also need to apologize because I know I look like a wreck. But me and the dog just been lounging around all day. Mama's been tired. Mama needed to rest, and Mama rested today. I did some laundry, and that was about it today. He and I both. It's been raining here in Tennessee, where we're at in Tennessee, and so we just been lazy today. It's been a lazy Monday for us, thank God. But I need y'all to subscribe to the Instagram or follow my Instagram, because I upload pictures of what I'm eating or how I make something. And like this morning, I uploaded my weight. So if you watch the first video, I was 227.6. And you couldn't miss the disappointment on my face from me saying I was 227.6. But this morning, so it's been a week, this morning I weighed 222.0, 5.6 pounds in a week. So that's pretty awesome. Always, like the first month of keto, or the last time I did keto, I lost like 17, 20 pounds around in there for the first month. And then it kind of slacked off. But, anything that makes me feel better, I'm going to welcome it with open arms, because even if I just lose 2 pounds this, week 2, it's better than nothing. And even if and when I do hit that stall, I'm going to try my best to get myself out of it. Because that is what this diet lifestyle change gives me, is drive and initiative and something to work toward. Because even just those 5.6 pounds, y'all, I feel so much better this week. It is unbelievable. I'm sleeping better, because I don't know if I told y'all last week, but like whenever you're overweight, especially as a nurse, like I can tell, because like I don't sleep good, I don't feel good, I don't have energy, I don't have stamina, I'm grumpy all the time. Which work kind of makes me grumpy anyway, because people are stupid. Because you work with the general public, and these people are stupid. But just those 5.6 pounds, y'all, I feel great. I feel so much better this week, and I've got 62 pounds to go. So, which in the grand scheme of things, that's a lot. You hear me say 62 pounds, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. But I really have that faith and that hope and that drive to get it done. And I didn't talk about this last time, but my benchmarks for myself, I guess, my first benchmark is going to be 205 pounds. So that'll be 22 pounds. And then after that, 22 pounds subtracted from that is like 187? 205, 195, 185, 183. That'll be my second benchmark, 183. So 205 is the first one. I'm working toward that. Right now, like I'm, short-term goals, 205. Then once I reach 205, 183. And then my next benchmark is going to be 160. So, 5.6 pounds in a week, week 1, that's huge. And I really cannot tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all for just following along on this journey with me. Because it's just this first week. Like, I mean, I've proven it's going to be a bumpy ride, but I appreciate y'all. If you're watching this video, just kind of hanging out with me, sticking around with me, sticking it out with me. Because this, I mean, 62 more pounds. It's gonna be a lot, but you just gotta take it one day at a time. One day at a time. So, good Lord's willing, and the creek don't rise. I'll see y'all next week. Maybe I can let the pupper in.